This program is brought to you by UCKG.
Hello and welcome to today's Love Talk show.
Now, you all like to be comfortable, especially when it comes to a relationship.
That's right, Anna. Comfort is very important indeed, but is there such a thing as too much comfort?
Yes, there is. Too much comfort in any area of life leads to discontent, right?
That's absolutely right. And one study even found out that 2/3 of couples, look at this, they put on 2 stone when they enter into a relationship. This is because many people end up even stopping making the effort and become lazy with the other person.
Yes, I remember, Edward, in the beginning of our marriage, I was very comfortable with myself.
Yes.
And make you discontent, right?
That's
because
right.
I was not going extra mile in the relationship.
That's right,
to please you.
Anna, this comfort, we could say, of course, we're not talking about, feeling comfortable, this has to exist in the relationship, but we're talking about when people stop improving,
Yes.
when we just take things for granted, when we don't feel there is a need to be better for the other one. This is something that we try to keep in our relationship, and it's very positive because we are always trying to think of ways in which we can be better. We can communicate
ourselves.
Absolutely.
Right?
This is crucial. This is key to the survival of a relationship if it's to be happy, right? Especially as years go by, Anna. It's not just doing different things. Doing different things is important, but really try to find out what the partner needs. What is lacking in the relationship. That's why a relationship is something so exciting, something so good, because it always pushes us to improve, to look at the other one, to not only think about ourselves, right? That's one reason also I believe many relationships don't work, because even though people do get together, they still have that single mentality. You need to help me with this. Why are you not doing this for me? Why are you not changing as I'm asking you to change? But no. Actually, the idea is, what can I do, in order to improve? How can I be better?
Yeah.
And if both embrace this mentality, this will be a great relationship.
Yeah, some people, they stop giving. They want just to receive attention, receive everything, but they don't want to give, so it's not
And what
balanced.
you're saying is very important. Please make note of this. There is no happy relationship when one or both are concentrated on receiving, all right? Receiving is a consequence of giving. That's a universal law. We give, we receive. And that's how things are. So we have a lot of good stuff to show you today on today's show, right? And coming up, we are going to even give you tips on how you can get out of that relationship rut, and also on how to avoid the comfort trap, along with finding out how one couple got out of this as they broke out of their comfort zones together. And of course, we're going to speak about the red flags to look out so you don't fall into the comfort trap. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Husbands watching too much TV is a common complaint from women after a few years of marriage. Is it a problem to watch TV? No. But try not to do it for a long time and to watch something that your wife can enjoy with you. Working too much can negatively impact a marriage. Work is an important part of your life, but it can't be your priority. When you put your job above your marriage, your relationship will suffer. Love is a garden. If you stop watering the plants, it will lose its wonderful flowers. If you stop to give attention to your relationship, it will not survive. If you care, you have to make time. Eating together is time for sharing. It is a time when you don't watch TV, you're not on your mobile phone, and you're not working. Sharing a meal is a chance to talk. It's a vital part of your daily interaction. It enriches your relationship with your partner and with your family. One of the biggest complaints among couples is that after some years together, lack of communication starts to be a part of their lives. When a couple stops talking, everything starts to go wrong. You both need to discuss the couple and family's issues. A relationship is about the thoughts of two people. Listen more than you talk, but talk too. Don't expect your partner to guess what you are thinking. Pressure tends to be off after some years of marriage. Couples that are dating care more about their own body as they want to keep the attention of their partner. Married couples feel more secure, but this can't be the reason to forget to take care of your health and of your physical appearance. Work together to create interesting food options and try to do exercise together. Attraction is one of the keys to a successful marriage.
Life is full of challenges. Is your love life one of them? Are you dissatisfied with it? Perhaps you are frustrated with the endless dramas. Unrequited love, marriages that fall apart, rejection, contempt, betrayal, the fear of being alone. Have you reached your limit? Do you want to give up on your love life? Does it seem to be one heartbreak after another? Wait, it is still possible to have a fulfilling love life. However, it is vital to transform your mindset before you can overcome anything. You can then have a fighting chance to conquer your happiness. Join us at the Love Therapy Seminar on Thursdays at 8 p.m. only at the Rainbow Theatre. And on the Love Talk Show Saturdays and Sundays at 11 a.m. on MyTV Sky 191. Learn to love intelligently with Edward and Ana.
Hello viewers of the Love Talk Show. Here we are again with the segment Love Lessons. The one of today, Anna, is very interesting. Yes?
Yes.
If it is right, do it. If it's not, don't. That way you will always get it right. Why do we say it's very interesting? Because simply today this breaks the myth of having to find the right person.
Yes. And
It's a
many
myth.
times in the relationship, we expect the person to do the right thing. So not me, you do the right thing, but I don't want to put any effort. But if I do the right thing, the things that will come to our relationship is going to be the right thing.
Yeah, and it all starts from the understanding that it's about doing the right thing.
Yes.
You don't have to meet the right person. No one is the right person. There's no complete individual. You are not right. You are not completely right. I'm not completely right.
Not perfect.
Neither are you. We all have our flaws, our mistakes. So how can it be that marriages exist. The happy marriages exist and marriages succeed when people choose to do what is right for the relationship and not do what is wrong.
Yes.
For instance, lying is wrong. Don't do it. Even if you are the perfect lady for me, but you lie, you're no longer the right person. There will be problems, right? Cheating is wrong. Disrespecting is wrong. Selfishness is wrong. So when you do what is wrong, it doesn't matter who the other one is. You are setting this relationship for failure. When you do what is right, then you are putting a relationship on the route to success. There is not only one person that has to match with you like the piece of the puzzle, and if it's not that person, you can't be happy with anyone else. There's no such thing. As we know, Ana, for instance, that there are couples that they were married, happily married. It just happened that one of them passed away for whatever reason, an accident, a disease, and they got married to someone else later on and continue being happy. So if it was the only one they could be happy with and the person died, oh no, now I'm doomed to be unhappy for life. No, absolutely not. The success of a relationship is not in finding the right person, but in finding someone willing to do what is right for the benefit of the relationship.
For example, like respect, if you give respect, make the right sacrifice for the relationship. So many things that you can do the right thing, right?
Yes, you need to sacrifice. Without sacrifice, sacrifice means you don't do everything you like, you don't do everything you want, it's not always your way or the highway. Many times you concede, many times you compromise, many times you don't do what you want to do, but you let the other
If
partner...
you like to do.
Yeah, if you only do what you like, you end up with a life that you hate, right? That's a fact. If you only want to do what you like, you will end up with a life that you hate. Because sacrifice is necessary. These concessions, these compromises, many times putting even the other one first and saying, okay, let it be your way this time. And
be patient.
yes, understanding, holding back from acting in an emotional way. When we do these things, we are doing what is right. And when we do what is right, it's not about the person's looks, it's not about how knowledgeable they are or anything like this. This can even contribute. But in the end of the day, it's about you doing what is right for, not for you alone, but for the relationship. Yes? Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
So hopefully, if you are watching, this has helped you, all right? And don't go anywhere because we continue watching the Love Talk Show.
Hello and welcome back to today's show. Today we are asking, can comfort kill a relationship?
And before we go any further, let's see what the public had to say on today's topic.
Is there such a thing as being too comfortable in a relationship?
Well, I guess it depends on which way you look at it, really. From where I'm looking at it, it's always good to kind of be kept out of your comfort zone a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I think it could do.
I wouldn't say so, because I've just actually moved in with my boyfriend, and we've found another path of our relationship. I thought it would, but no, actually no.
Kind of sadly so. I don't think it should. You get too comfortable and your habits start to annoy each other. Where at the start of the relationship you were kind of all happy, and then it was all kind of going well and la la la. But then after a while, you get so comfortable, you kind of start to hate each other in what you initially loved from them.
Yeah, I think to an extent, yeah, I think it's good to be comfortable with your partner because it means obviously you're happy. But I think sometimes you can get a bit codependent where you become a bit too relaxed, you stop making effort, and I think that can end up kind of killing the romance a little bit, personally. I've seen it happen to a lot of friends that they start off really excited to see each other, they go on loads of dates, things like that, but then as time kind of progresses, they lose a bit of the spark. I think it's important to keep it kind of exciting and new, and getting a bit too comfortable can sometimes... It's important to be comfortable, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you can go a bit too far with that, I think.
How would you prevent it? So how would you stop yourself getting into this rut or getting too comfortable with a partner?
Well, that's the $1,000,000 question, isn't it? Date nights, looking out for each other, investing time in your relationship. I don't know, being kind to each other, being mindful, being thoughtful.
Going out once a week, doing something interesting, Otherwise, you end up sitting on the sofa and one watches one programme in another room and the other one watches another programme in another room. So you got to look forward to doing something interesting, maybe having a dog, going for walks, or going to the cinema once a week, or taking it in turns making a meal.
I think, to be honest with you, it's more of an active kind of conscious decision you have to make to kind of be more proactive in terms of doing new things, exciting things, keeping things a bit fresh. If you kind of just let it all kind of happen naturally, I think it can just not be right. But then that might be a sign that maybe you're not right for each other.
Just keep loving what you initially loved and keep kind of going back to that first thing that sparked the whole thing happening.
So, Anna, we have some interesting and different answers, right?
Different point of views.
Yes. One thing we can say for sure, the relationship will not improve all by itself. We know that in the beginning, usually people are still getting to know one another, like the lady who said, I just moved in with my partner and I don't think, I can get too comfortable. In the beginning, it's so easy because you're discovering.
Because everything is new, right?
Yes.
Then after...
With time, if there is no true investment to make things better, things begin to fall into the comfort place. It's a dangerous thing to let it just fall into the comfort place because we always have to keep improving it. And of course, there's always something different that two can do together. However, it's not only that, it's not only doing things together, that's part of it too. But it's not just something superficial. It's really to try to discover how can I help you more, to be mindful and aware of your partner's needs. Maybe you are now in a relationship. Let me ask you these questions. What is the main struggle of your partner right now? What is the most difficult thing he or she is going through at the present time? If people don't have the answer to these questions, Anna, even doing things, even going to the movies every week or something, it might still be a relationship that is still in the comfort zone.
Yes. The problem with being too comfortable is that both partners end up feeling bored and neglected in the relationship. And this is when each partner lets things go, not just in terms of relationship, but individually too.
That's right, Anna. So how do we stop becoming too comfortable? How do we do that?
The first thing is to speak about things.
Yes.
Right? It's funny because sometimes the more time we spend with each other, less we speak about things.
That's absolutely right. And by actually voicing the issue, you can open a discussion on where you both want the relationship to be. And a great thing to do actually is to revisit a place you used to go when you first started to date. That's a very good idea. Yes. Maybe you used to meet in a cafe or a park. So by doing this, not only you are making time for one another, but you're going to trigger memories of the excitement and passion you had when you first met.
Yes, and it sounds boring by scheduling dates. It means that you have something to look forward to, and both partners are less likely to cancel. For example, Monday could be date night, and each week you take turns to cook a different meal for one another,
That's right. Another great way to make things more exciting is to have a change of scenery. If going abroad is out of your budget, why not look for booking a cheap stay for one night in a hotel in your own hometown?
Yeah, make a conscious effort to thank your partner and to tell them things that you love and appreciate about them. These will naturally bring you closer.
Yeah, this is it, Anna. Many people, they forgot about this compliment and this constant appreciation, signs of appreciation. This is very important. This is a big part of good communication. And actually, the more you communicate, the better. But it's not just about doing things together. You need to change the way you treat yourself. Did you hear me? I just said that you need to change the way and improve the way that you treat yourselves. Just because you have a partner, it doesn't mean you should neglect your own needs, right? Make a conscious effort also to look the best way you possibly can for yourself and maintain hobbies you had before meeting your partner.
looking after yourself will not only make you attractive to your partner, but it will stop you falling into a laziness trap.
So there you go. We have given you, hopefully, a lot of good tips on how to improve your relationship in every aspect. We're gonna go now to a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with much more Love Talk Show right after this. So we decided to jump in here in the middle of this break because we know, Ana, that if there's something certain about marriage is that it also carries in itself problems.
Yeah, and many times couples, they don't have the right weapons to fight the problem.
That's right. That's why we are bringing here these two books, which are excellent reads. One of them is called 120 Minutes to Shield Your Marriage, and the other one is called Bulletproof Marriage. They were written by the same couple, Renato and Cristiane Cardoso, who also went through difficult challenges in their marriage, and they're sharing here how they overcame and also helping many other couples around the world.
Include us, right?
Absolutely. Yes. So if you want to have more tools on how to deal with difficult situations in your relationship, these two books are a must read for you. So to find out how to get them, you can visit our website, lovetherapy.co.uk, or send us an email or even give us a call. We'll continue watching Love Talk Show. Don't go anywhere.
Have you ever asked yourself, where is your focus? Your mind's an incredible tool. What you focus on is what you get more of. This is why it is so important to take charge of what you are carrying around in your mind. Let's check out 3 tips you might want to apply in your life in order to have a good relationship. Self-respect. Love yourself. Self-respect is crucial for happiness. The meaning is pride and confidence in yourself, behaving with honor and dignity. You have to realize how important and special you are. And when you don't love yourself, relationships are hard to keep. Self-respect makes you a better person and a better partner. It will help you to maintain a healthy relationship. Avoid negative words and negative thoughts. If you don't have a good relationship with yourself, you may have negative thoughts and say a lot of negative words. It can bring a devastating impact on your health, on your work, and on your relationships. Once you recognize that you're acting negatively, you have to step back and change your focus to the positives. Reprogramming your mind. Once you adopt an affirmation habit such as stop complaining, believe that you can, instead of saying you can't. Don't let the good of the others go unnoticed, and tell your partner that you love them. If you do that, you'll be able to live a better life in every way. Focusing on positive emotions has a great impact on how you deal with your relationship. Recognize your mistakes. You can only learn from your mistakes if you allow yourself to recognize them. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you are in danger of repeating the same errors and inflict unnecessary stress on yourself and on others around you. You can ruin your relationship, but if you admitted your mistake, your love life will progress. Believe that you can instead of you can't.
Welcome back to Love Talk. Today's topic is, can comfort kill a relationship?
And remember, you can always get in touch with us via social media. You can follow and should follow our Facebook page, right? You can watch also previous episodes, full-length episodes, and even extra features that are not displayed here on TV via our YouTube channel. We are also present on Instagram, and if you have any question or suggestion, you could write us an email, and it would be a pleasure to hear from you. So feel free to connect with us. So we've discussed ways in which you can stop yourself from being too comfortable in the relationship. But now we're going over to our guest couple, Camila and Alex, who broke out of their comfort zone on today's show in their form of go-karting. Let's see what they did, Anna.
Let's see.
Hi everybody, this is Camila.
I'm Alex.
Love Talk invited us today to spend a different day here in London, and they invited us to go karting, something I never did before. I'm super excited about it, and let's see how it goes. We met a few years ago, in Brazil, and we're both photographers, so we would work together in Brazil as well. But I think it was around 2017 we decided that we wanted something different. So we both love the cold weather, we both love the rain. So we decided that the best place was London. Try it out, at least.
I came here to improve my English. Now I can talk more. I can
He came
speak
without like
in English.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm doing an interview in English.
It's not the easiest thing to like leave your country, but when you have some support and someone that you know, and it's a little bit easier, I guess.
And I think the best part, we are both together and we can help each other.
How do you like having me here?
Like our hands, it's always cold.
Yeah, my hands are always cold, so it's good to have him to warm them up. I love London so much.
We love this place. We miss just the food. I think it's
True, Brazilian food.
Yeah, Brazilian food
is the best. There are so many things to do, but like today we usually are on our own routine and go home and like rest. So to find something like this to do here was amazing, I think.
Yeah.
When you have new experiences, especially with your partner, is always a good thing. When you do the same thing every day, it's kind of boring, and you can get into, like, when you get into your routine, like you have nothing else to talk about, it's not good for a relationship, especially love relationship.
I think now we can look for something to do next week.
Yeah, it's good to have a routine because then you can get out of it. You can do something new, you can like find something new to do. So now that we have that, we can experience new things and different things.
Yeah.
Loved today. It was such an amazing experience.
So good. Yeah, it's so good.
Was I good?
Of course.
I loved it because it's something that we wouldn't normally do. Something out of our comfort zone and out of our routine. So it's amazing to have those days that you do something totally different that you wouldn't normally do. Usually we are in our comfort zones. We stay at home. Because we work all day, so we just want to go home and
rest
and have dinner or whatever. So it was really nice today that we did something totally new, something so different that we wouldn't choose, I think, for ourselves. Maybe he would, but
Yeah. Thank you, Love Talk, for inviting us.
it was an amazing experience. We had an amazing day. We hope to see you soon.
No, actually, thank you, Alex and Camila.
Thank you.
For
It's very nice to
sharing
see you both enjoying it.
Yes, the experience. I have a revelation here to make. Anna is the safest go-kart driving in the world.
That's true.
She's the one who makes sure she'll never miss a turn. She will not break a speed record, but she
I
will...
don't want to get hurt.
Yes,
right?
yeah, absolutely
To be
right.
safe.
Very good. When we did go-karting together, it was fun, right? But this is it. They did something different, and you could see the excitement, right? You could see how happy they were, even to do something for the very first time, which is always a good thing,
Yeah,
right?
they came out of their comfort zone, so
Very
that's
good.
good. And together, right?
Yes, and when you do something for the first time, you know, trying something for the first time, it's always also a very good exercise for the brain, right?
Yes.
The brain loves doing these things. For a relationship, to do things together, to come out of your comfort zone together. They spoke about things they loved doing, you know, as a routine. Actually, we have a previous episode on good routines and bad routines, right? Which is very interesting. You can watch it on YouTube. But Anna, this is really important to keep, make every effort to avoid the bad routine, because we can say that a bad routine, just letting your relationship fall into the comfort zone where you become too comfortable, is definitely a poison to the relationship.
It's an investment in your relationship. Many times you invest so many things, study, career, money, but many times also we forget to invest in our relationship.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. If you're going to put an effort into something you believe is important, such as your career, investing money, buying property, learning a new language, whatever it is, make sure that you invest in your love life relationship, because that's fundamental, Anna. I believe that a person's happiness starts at home.
Yes, it's about also priority, right?
Yes.
Many people, they lose a relationship because they prioritize other things. Like
What you're saying is really important, but I go back to what I just said. A person's happiness starts at home, Anna.
Yeah.
If they are not happy at home, well, that's what usually people do. They're not happy at home, so they try to be as much outside as they possibly can. Avoid staying home, you know, one of my favorite places to be is home. You know, so it may sound like, Edward, you should be one of the most boring guys ever. Maybe to you, to some, I may be, but I'm so happy to be home with you because I have at home what I need. Yeah, we do go out. We don't have a lot of time to go out because of our work schedule. It's busy. However, you know, we do go out, but when I'm out, okay, I enjoy it for a while, but I'm crazy to come back home and stay
it's a
with
safe place.
Yes,
Yeah.
because, but this didn't happen automatically. Oh, Edward and Ana, I love birds. Yeah, but it's not automatic. We had to invest and work hard and persist, because the beginning wasn't easy. It wasn't easy
It's
at all.
about investment and
Yes, as you
work
said.
hard.
Priority, right?
Yes.
Now we can speak about the priority. Anna, if people don't get their priorities right, they end up investing in things that, yes, they are important, but in the end of the day, you go back home, you're alone.
Yes.
And then?
And many people, they find themselves, they invest so many, they prioritize so many other things, and years goes by and they find themselves lonely and sad and depressed and thinking that there is no way out, and unfortunately because they exchanged the priorities.
Yeah, so I conquered a very nice house. Wow, very good. Bought a brand new sports car, amazing. Built a wealth. Wow. Who are you going to share this with?
Yeah. Who are you going to join?
Enjoy this with?
Yeah.
Yes? So these are questions that, we're posing here to make you think and understand the importance of not letting your relationship fall into a negative routine or just a comfort zone. It's make every effort possible to get it out of that comfort zone, to do new things. We're gonna go to a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello, dear viewer. If you are dealing with difficult problems in your relationship, such as
Fights,
or healing from a harsh breakup,
jealousy,
communication issues, or things of the like, come to the Love Therapy this Thursday and every Thursday at 8 p.m. in Finsbury Park, 232 Seven Sisters Road, N4, 3NX. For more information, visit our website, lovetherapy.co.uk. See you here.
See you. Welcome to the Love Talk Show. And before we end the show, let's look at some red flags to look out for. These are the warning signs that you might be in danger of falling into a comfort trap.
So the number one is that you are always putting things off. When you do this, it means that your relationship is no longer a priority. Other things have become more important. When your partner is saying, hey, we need to do this, we need to talk about this, we need to look at this, and then you just say, yeah, for sure, no, it's important, let's do it tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes never, that means that other things have taken the first place of your concern, and your partner has just been pushed over to second place. And this is a dangerous sign, because when a couple has done this, it shows that they are already becoming too comfortable.
Yes, and if you want to have a long-lasting relationship, you should invest and see.
You have to be each other's priority.
Yes, of course. But if you don't put the time, because just show with words, it's easy, right?
Yes.
Oh, I love you, and you show all
the... It's not enough. That's important, but it's not enough.
Yeah, you show with actions, really putting the effort, right?
Yes.
To make the time and to listen to each other.
So pay attention. Make sure you pay attention to this point. If you're always putting things off, or your partner putting things off all the time, that is a red flag that your relationship is already falling into the comfort trap. Why don't you read the second one? Why don't you tell us the second one?
Our second red flag to look out for is that you've started to take your partner for granted. What is it? It's many times when you put somebody else or something else in first before your partner, right, Edward?
Yeah, that's right.
And many people, they prioritize work, they prioritize the family members, relatives, and forget about
and other things too. And for instance, many times the couple, they think, well, my partner should be fine. Many times the fact that the partner is not communicating that there is a problem, it doesn't mean that there isn't one. I go back to the question I asked some time ago in the beginning of the show. If you who are watching us, you don't know what struggles your partner are going through right now because you didn't ask. Or maybe your partner did ask what were the struggles, but you didn't say for whatever reason. So that means you're taking your partner for granted.
Yeah.
And that's not a smart thing to do.
Many times you assume, oh, he should be all right, he's all right. So you don't ask, don't listen, don't communicate, and you just assume things, you take your partner for granted.
So do not assume things in the relationship. It's so important that you really ask, that you really give your partner the freedom to speak, that you listen. As you said some time ago here on the show, listening is crucial. Communicating is not only talking, it's also listening, all right? We have the third red flag for today, which is that you've both stopped doing things you like doing. And we live in such a busy world today. Everyone is so busy. Everyone is always doing something. Even when you're not doing something, you are looking at your phone doing something, or at your computer, right? So it is so easy to fall into that comfort zone where you simply stop doing things you will enjoy together. And there is no excuse such as, oh, but we don't have the money right now, we're going through a financial... Well, you know, there are many things that you can do together that actually doesn't cost money. Yeah. Sitting down and talking, having a coffee together.
And because of sometimes people, they have 2-3 jobs, and when they get home, they are so tired, but they want to make money, right? Make money. But as you said before, don't prioritize the relationship and don't invest this quality time and end up losing the relationship.
It is essential. To do that is essential. We have a fourth red flag.
The fourth is that you are not fully present when you spend time together. You know, nowadays we are very busy with our cell phones, right? Computers, at work, at home, and we are not paying attention to the people that are closest to us, and that means in our relationship, right, Edward?
Imagine if you were trying to talk to me. Yeah, I'm doing this on purpose, but this is actually happening, Ana, many times. You know, someone is talking and saying, yeah, I'm listening to you, but I'm actually listening, but
so you're together, but not together, right?
So you see how this can disrupt communication, how this can really frustrate your partner because you're communicating. You know, it's not enough for you to say, yeah, I'm listening, keep talking. Make eye contact.
Yes.
Don't take the relationship for granted, because sometimes a relationship that could work ends up not working, ends up in separation, because people didn't pay attention to the small details like this one.
Yeah, they are connected to many other apps and things and other people, but they are not connected to the people that they want the most, right?
And you can always find an online connection somewhere, but you will not always find someone to connect with in such a close way is when you find a good partner for yourself. Yeah. So hopefully we have helped you today with our tips and also the red flags that we have pointed out on today's show. We are coming now to the end of today's program, and we hopefully have inspired you, but we still have a story here to show. We'd like you to stay tuned, because it's the story of somebody who really did turn their life around. And we will see you next week. Until then, bye-bye.
See you, bye.
Hi Edward, hi Ana. Thank you for inviting us for the Love Talk. This is Bruna, my wife. I'm Paul. And today we're going to talk to you about our story. We're going to tell you a little bit about our 5 years together, right? First of all, how did we meet?
So it was very, very funny. I met Paul in a garage, isn't it?
Yeah, so we met in a parking lot. I had my camera with me and I was taking pictures of the event that was going on, and I met you there. I saw you in the middle of the crowd. I took pictures of you because, well, I thought you were beautiful.
Oh. Yeah, I remember I was like, who's this boy taking pictures of me? How dare him? Why is he taking picture of me?
Well, I wasn't stalking you, I was taking pictures of the whole event, and then I saw you, I took a picture. So I sent you the pictures as if, you know, look, here's your pictures from the event. But in reality, I just wanted to talk to you and see if we could, you know, get to know each other.
Yeah, and I remember that he sent me a message with the pictures. And he said, here are the pictures. And I was like, so he took pictures of me, now he's sending the pictures. What does he want? And from then we started a friendship, isn't it? Yeah. We kind of debate a little bit. I think we spoke every single day, isn't it?
And that's how we first started.
It's true. And then we developed a friendship, we started dating.
Yeah.
We saw that we completed each other and we started liking each other, then we started dating.
Yeah.
And after a few months, I believe 9, isn't it?
Yeah,
or
9 to 10 months, yeah.
We engaged.
Yeah,
we got married.
Yeah. Everyone
it was
said
one
it
of
was
the best
fast,
days of my
right?
life.
But I think it was the ideal amount of time because we were talking every day, and I think it was. I wouldn't do it differently.
Aw.
I think it was a good time.
I think since dating, we saw things that we needed to improve and work on.
Yeah.
Your background, your family issues and family, you know.
You thought I was very dependent of my parents at the time because I was living with my parents. Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't living with them. I stayed with them for a year, you know. And I remember that you used to be a lot of very independent because of the background you come from, you know. And it
I had
was
a single mom at the time, and you had
Yeah.
like both parents, united family, so it was different backgrounds.
I was talking to you as a businessman, and you would look at me as a boy, like, look, he's living with his parents, what is he talking about? And we started to clash there. And I tried to show you in a different way how independent I was. But it was hard at the beginning, right?
So when we got married, the first year, the first and second year was very difficult for both of us.
Yeah.
And I feel that we had to develop a lot of things, we had to work on a lot of things.
I think the first impression was what caused all of this, because in your mind you were like very independent, right? And I was very dependent. So whenever I would ask you to do something like, hey, could you fix me dinner? You'd be like, what, don't you have your own hands, right?
I remember that.
And you would always associate that with me living with my parents. Like, oh, you always had someone doing things for you and you don't want to do it.
And I even remember I used to tell you, I'm not your mom.
Yeah.
It's different backgrounds. And,
yeah.
And we had to learn how to deal with it.
But it was something that made us more mature, right?
Yeah.
It took a while, like it took about first year.
Your first year.
And what made it worse was we got married, and after like 3 days, we actually moved to another city, newlyweds. She left her mother, she left her family. But even though all of this happened, we still got things sorted out, right?
Yeah, we reached a limit that we didn't know what to do anymore, isn't it? We were struggling, and we need to believe that everything would be different. We need to fight for our marriage.
Because we went to another city, and in that city, I started working like 24 hours, and then I wasn't there for you anymore. And it was just a moment that we were very separate, right? If you think about it, it's just the strength that we got from these type of TV programs and these type of talks that Edward and Ana offers, right? I mean, just constantly talking to people who had these experiences.
I was like in the middle of two decisions. What do I do now? Do I divorce or do I get help? And
I wouldn't take it seriously. I wouldn't like, oh, she wants a divorce. I mean, you come from a family where divorce was present. And in my family, divorce was something very remote and very distant. And it was something that I would rebuke you. And I never stopped to think about it, that it was something that you had as an example in your family, right? And it was a risk I was taking because I didn't take you seriously when you said you wanted to get divorced. But I think that's what kept us together, right? Because I kept fighting and I kept just going back.
I think we kind of ignored the signs in our dating period. We saw that we fought a lot during our dating period, and we didn't think that this would come in a marriage, because we thought, no, marriage will be the solution for all the problems.
Exactly.
We're going to get married and everything will be flowers and fairy tales.
Yeah.
But the things that we were building up in the relationship when we were dating, it just appeared in the marriage, but intensified because we were living the same roof. But we decided, let's get some help. We cannot stay in the same way. Yeah. And when we got help, we finally figured out that we were not alone, and somebody could help us to resolve the issue and to finally be happy in the marriage.
Yeah, we're not the first and we're not going to be the last to go through these things. People daily, they go through these things, and there are people who know better that can help us, and it took us a while to understand that.
As we asked for help and as we developed and matured, we understood, okay, every person is different, so we adapted, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it's a constant fight. You always need to fight against these first feelings that you had, but it doesn't compare as it was in the beginning, obviously, because we learned that we need to fight for our marriage. We learned that we need to understand each other, to be comprehensive, to ignore our feelings, and just move on.
And to take each other seriously, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not me, and I can't make you become me, right? You're a different person, I'm a different person, and
both have different backgrounds, different
Exactly.
family issues.
yeah. And it's funny because when I finally decided, look, I'm gonna settle, I'm gonna have my family, I'm gonna have my home, then comes Bruna and says, hey, let's travel. And I had just stopped traveling, so I had to, okay, let's go. And I think that's what made us be together, right?
And I remember that during that period, because it was just both of us alone, I developed that dependency. Like, I learned how to be a wife finally, because it was just both of us. So we had to help each other, and we gave each other like that balance. You are not alone, and I am not alone. We are together now. We are literally a couple. So that independency that I had, because of my background, my family background, it kind of, I had to kind of overcome that feelings and just look at myself and see and understand that I need my husband and I need to be a wife. So it was very important because we were traveling, and especially because we left our home country and came to a foreign country.
Yeah.
So I had to, I didn't have my mom with me, and you didn't have your parents. We just had each other. So it was very important, it was very nice for us to finally be connected, isn't it?
And I think it was a point that we always used to use. I mean, every time we were going through a problem, we were like, come on, let's not fight. I only have you. I mean, I have
You
no
only
one
have each
else,
other.
right?
It's true.
And it's still true up to today. I mean, we're in a country that I don't have any family here. I mean, I have my brother, but he has his own family. We only have each other. I mean, my parents aren't here, my grandparents aren't here, my family isn't here. So you are my mother, you're my father, you're my family, you're my friend, you're everything. I mean, I have nothing else, no one else. So if I fight with you, I'll have nothing left.
And I think this dependency made us to build a trust.
Yeah.
So we could trust each other, and we can finally be a couple, be together in all the decisions, to take decisions together, and not like me taking this decision and you taking this decision based on different, but both together making decisions. So it was an important thing that happened with us and it helped our marriage. And I think a lot of little things like united us. We have a lot of things in common, so we enjoy the same things. Like, for example, we love to travel. Both of us love to travel. We love to watch movies. We love to cook together. So a lot of little things that just united us as a couple and made us build this relationship.
Now you take pictures as well. So I got into photography.
Yeah, I got into photography after marrying him.
I think it was, so life actually brought us together, right? The experience, and we're still in the beginning of our marriage, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 5 years, and we still have a lot to learn.
Yes, we're still developing, we're still growing and learning, maturing every day. We're just in the beginning, isn't it? We have a lot to go.
Do you still think I'm a mama's boy?
No. I want to thank Anna and Edward for the opportunity of being here today, the Love Talk.
Yeah, to share our story.
Our love story.
Yeah, it's a true love story. From fighting and thinking of divorcing, to traveling the world, taking pictures, working together, like we're constantly together. I can't get enough of you. Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This programme is brought to you by UCKG.